Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Gloire Show. So, this is pretty new. You might say, like, why is he recording videos outside of the studio now? You know, I'm going to answer that question for you. So, the reason why I'm doing this is basically to kind of show you that you can do what you want to do anywhere you want to do it. You know, like, for example, there's a lot of people who have social anxiety. So, this is just one way to kind of show you how to get rid of your social anxiety. Like, can you speak in a public space? I mean, right now, as you can see, there's nobody walking around, but I wouldn't even care if people's walking around because I know what I want. I know what I'm doing, and what I'm doing, I know how it makes me feel. So, right now, I want to talk to you guys about something that I think is gonna kind of like inspire you in just different way. I'm gonna go back to when everything began with me coming to the United States. So I came to the U.S. at a young age. I came to the U.S. This is when I tell you when you can actually put your mind onto something, you can make things happen for yourself. So I came to the U.S. at a young age. I came here at around 11, I believe, and I've been here for a long time. I could say I'm a Buffalonian now. You know, so being here really taught me so much. I came here not knowing how to speak the language at all. Um, First thing first, we went to a middle school. Went to Buffalo Elementary School of Technology, school number 6. And so as I was there, the first day, it was a culture shock. You know, I'm seeing all these technologies in class. I'm seeing students walking from class to class, and it's all in the same building. I remember back home when I was in school, we had our schools. I'm gonna show you this is the picture right here. This is how my school looked, and so many of you will be like, "Wow, like how, like really that was your school?" Yeah, that's how my school looked. So when I came here, I'm in school and everything. People speaking to me, and I'm not even understanding what they're saying because all I knew was basic English. I knew how to say hi. I knew how to say my name is Gloire. I knew how to say thank you. I knew how to say you welcome. Just basic, like nothing too crazy. Where some people may be like, "Oh shoot, did you come here knowing English?" No, I didn't know English at all. I had to learn English. I was in ESL. Even ESL class didn't really teach me English because all you're learning is like just basic, like just school English. When you're learning in school, you don't really learn the language, but you learn the language when you surround yourself around people who actually speaks the language. So going from that point, surrounding yourself around people who speaks the language, so that's where I started getting out of my comfort zone because I was really shy, really uh, antisocial because I didn't know these kids. So I started making friends, and I remember one of my friend, English speaking friend, was Joel. Joel, big shout out to you, bro. I know Joel. I think right now he's married. We went to high school together. He graduated with his high school sweetheart, and then they ended up marrying each other. So big shout out to you, bro. That's how you doing. So I became friends with Joel. Joel was really nice. The teacher was like, "Hey, Joel, I want you to partner up with him, teach him everything kind of show him around the school and so on." And Joel said, "Yeah, of course." He was very helpful. So the funny thing is, when we were going home after school, we were all in different buses. I was sitting in the bus, my own bus with my siblings, and then Joel's bus was right next to my bus. And then I told my sister and my brother, I'm like, "Yo, that's my new friend from school. Like, that's my new American friend." And then they were like, "Oh, wow, that's incredible." I'm like, "Watch this. Let me talk to them. Let me talk to him. Yo, Joel." I said some BS. I was like, "Joel." And I sat down. My sister started laughing. "What you said?" Joel couldn't understand me. But I just got myself out of that comfort zone. Like I had that courage to just see how can I interact with someone that I barely speak their language. He doesn't speak my language. I don't speak his language as much, and I'm trying to learn the language. So I ended up, just sitting down and I laughed that day. That's why I'll never forget that day, because that was a day I actually became more open to wanting to learn the language because I was so embarrassed. So started learning the language and so on. And it got to a point where I'm like, you know what? Now, as I'm learning the language, let me start learning how the American system works. Because we came to this country for opportunity. We came to this country for a better opportunity. Big shout out to my parents, for working so hard and sacrificing everything that we had and they had, and left it all behind so that way we can come to this country, this wonderful country that welcomed us and gave us this amazing opportunity. So I'm like, man, I need to do better things. I need to surround myself around better kids. And I'm not gonna lie. So when I was, kind of like close to the end of my middle school year, I had a couple friends, Datu, Dalemu, and all those amazing friends that I had. And then we'll go to this one park with a bunch of kids, and I was surround myself around bad kids. And I'm like, this is not why I came to this country. Because I would always think about my parents. I would always think about the people who sacrificed everything for me to be here. How would they feel if I'm surrounded by a bunch of kids who are acting like gangsters? And, the moment I said I'm never going to be around these kids no more is when one of the kids actually brought a gun to the park and showed us the gun. And he said, yo, bro, I got this gun. And I was like, man, what the hell? That was the last time they ever saw me at that park with them. I said, I don't want to catch no case. I don't want to go to jail. And you know how guns are. Like, they cut you with a gun. You acting gangster. You can't snitch. Nah, I wasn't gonna fall for that. So I decided to say, you know what, I'm not gonna be around these kids. I'm gonna focus on myself and just play soccer and surround myself around kids who are playing soccer, because it's the sport that I've been playing since I was like 5 years old, and played soccer throughout middle school, high school, and then it took me to college. So once I got to college, just deciding like this different route, because I've always wanted to be a professional soccer player. And for soccer, I played at Division I college. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go from here, maybe travel to Europe, from Europe, do a couple trials and so on. But it didn't work out like that, because even COVID came and messed everything up. So the whole point of this story is to kind of show you that you may think you're in control of your life in some point, but you're not. We're not in control of our lives in terms of like how time is gonna go, how things are gonna happen. We're only in control of things that we can do to better ourselves, but time itself, our time, we're not in control of it. We just have to live in the moment. So all those things that I was doing, all those things that I was saying that I'll become, it didn't happen. But guess what? I still managed to start doing something new, which is following my path through photography. My brother started doing photography like 2012, and then I followed his footsteps, and I enjoyed doing pictures better, more and more. And from there, I was, after college, I'm like, okay, this is something that I'm gonna pursue more and turn it into a business. Even in college, everything that I was learning was all about imagery, image, digital media art classes and communication classes and so on. Okay, I'm going to start a podcast. So I started a podcast too. Some people be like, yo, you've been doing that podcast for a couple of years and it's not like going anywhere. It is going somewhere because you have opened so many doors for me. I've met so many amazing people. So that's what I'm telling you. You cannot control your time. You cannot control time. you can just live in the moment. You can live in the moment. You can, let's say today, I made sure I woke up, ate maybe like a little breakfast, and went to the park, and I recorded a couple of videos, and now I'm at the studio, and just trying to do more. So it's basically just living in that moment. I'm doing things in the moment, but I'm not gonna say I don't know what could happen the next day. I don't know. I don't know if somebody's gonna come to me and say, "Hey, we want to offer you $1 million for your business. Would you take it?" Da, 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 da. I don't know if that's gonna happen. I don't know. I just have to live in the moment. So I want to encourage you to start living in the moment. Start doing things day by day. Enjoy every single day for what it is, and make sure that day is productive. If you're not doing that, I don't know what to tell you. But yeah, that was the main point of this conversation here today. And as you know, man, I'm gonna continue to kind of like just talk about a lot of different things. Remember, it's life lesson and perspectives. We're gonna cover different stories. I'm gonna talk about myself, my upbringing, and so on, and we can all just inspire each other. Once again, if it's your first time here, you got all the way to the end of the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to like, comment, share this video. And until next time, peace.